do it every day, we be grinding. And if you ask me, we the best, I'ma be like, yo, that's us with the crazy flow. And you gon' hear us on the radio. This is how we do every day, we be grinding. And if you wanna come and test us, I'ma be like, yo, that's us with the crazy flow. And you gon' hear us on the radio when I'm spitting all these rhymes.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the 10-Yard Fight. This is Coach KK. This is volume 18, part 1. Anytime we do a new volume, it takes place primarily in practice mode because I have to lay out the pieces to the puzzle, and then parts 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on will be on the field for gameplay footage. This is the gun bunch offset. There are a few teams with this formation, but I find it best ran in the Philadelphia Eagles playbook, and I'll tell you why. You can also find this formation in the Cincinnati Bengals playbook, Indianapolis Colts, Carolina Panthers, Los Angeles Rams, Minnesota Vikings, and the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, several playbooks, but the catch is when you go up in here, some of our main hitters, like this read option right here, this is not going to be in like the Rams or the Vikings. You know, they don't have mobile quarterbacks. This Z spot and go, one of our top plays right here. If I can find it. There you go, Z spot and go. This is in Philly playbook. We run this out of Philadelphia Eagles playbook. There's like 3 playbooks on the list that doesn't have the Z spot and go. Some of them don't even have legit running plays. They may have like a halfback draw and stuff like that. So I've like tested the theory out a lot of times, and I tried to play with a different few playbooks, and Philadelphia Eagles has the best combination. First, let me set some audibles. Let's go get some audibles first. Spacing switching. If you've been around the 10-yard fight, you guys know that is the money play right there. Spacing switching. Spacing switch, whatever you want to call it. We're going to keep that there. Inside zone split, have to go. We do need a run play, but we're going to exchange that for a read option because it only makes sense. This is the same play, right? You see what I'm saying? It's the same play, but why not give your quarterback an option to pull it back and run if he read the defense well? So read option is the run play. The only tricky part about this scheme right here is that's the only run play in the playbook, that in that inside zone split. So there's no counters, there's no base, there's no pitch, or there's not even bubble screens in here. So you're going to have to make do with the read option. But we got tricks and tactics and all kind of stuff to show you guys what's going on. Third, I usually go with speed dig. I just got into the speed dig. Speed dig is real cool. This is a man and zone beater. Guys, you guys know how we get down. It's gonna really make sense in 4-minute offense. Yeah, this is a man and zone beater, right? You know that little hook route in the middle, right there on the bunch side, that can beat zone. And you got these 2 trail dig routes coming across from the right side. That's gonna really confuse the user and the hook zone defender. So yeah, I usually keep that in there for the third option. So that's that. And last but not least is our Z spot and go. Now there are a few other plays that I often change throughout the game in here. Like sometime I will put double post in the audibles, right? Sometimes dig return can be in the audibles. You know, it's a few things. Sometimes smash return can be in the audibles, right? I wouldn't put flood because you can come out and make your own flood. All you have to do is put the tight end on the flat, send circle on the streak, and put the middle guy in and out and just smart route him. You can make your own flood, but flood is a good play to do as well. All right, but it's pointless to put it in the audibles. Like you can't make your own return routes on this smash return, right? Or you can't. I try not to play with hot route master. Well, I don't play with hot route master. You can't make these corner routes, so you need at least one corner route. Even though you see Z spot and go, sometimes we don't even use circle and square for the routes. We don't even use those routes. We just use it for just that corner route. And then sometimes you also may want to put mesh posts in there because just like we have a corner route, we may have to do an inside post, right? So those two will play off one another, right? So yeah, this thing is going to get real fun. Let's get on the field, show you guys some examples of how we do things. All right, so let's look at this formation for what it is. As you can see, this is a gun bunch. It's tightly and compressed on the right side of the field, inside the numbers. Now, like I said in the user pick video, on the other side of the ball, most guys use bunch formations and bunch sets just to hit the corner routes. Us, over here on the 10-yard fight, we do stuff like that. We do small little concepts. We space everything out. We're not just going to let the user go straight to the corner. Guys, this is going to be hella fun once we get on the field for 4-minute offense. This is going to be hella fun. So yeah, spacing switch, that's my first play right there. As you can see, the cornerbacks giving me the leverage on the left side and the right side. So we always try to get underneath right here. As you can see right there, little stuff like that adds up and it will start kind of getting into the psyche of the defender or the user guy. Like this next play, I wouldn't do it probably. I probably wouldn't do space and switch because something like this may happen. I'm looking at the right side just to see if we can get that speed out, or we can get one of those little spot routes with R1 and X. But it's press, so when they press, I usually don't go to it. I audible to something else. So let's see what happens anyway. So it's kind of like man coverage. See, most likely that's going to happen. So it's when they're giving us cushion, because they'll like that right there. They'll be giving us cushion because they're trying to defend the corner. So you play around with the corner route and spacing switch just to get them to give you cushion or not. And, those go hand in hand with each other. There's times where, this thing's just going to be automatically locked down and you can't do anything and you're forced to run the ball with the read option, right? In this sense, I wouldn't do it because it's loaded on that side, right? But what I do have is the lone receiver. Let's talk about that. So this receiver over here on the left side, he's what's called a lone receiver. Lone, lone, like lonely. He's by himself. All right. I usually make him. I play with Seattle Seahawks for this scheme. This is like the fastest offense on the game. It's just straight blazing speed. Matter of fact, I'll even show you the roster real quick. This is good for Ultimate Team, but I'll tell you some tricks to the trade about Ultimate Team. If you're going against knockdown KO, a lot of guys with knockdown KO, you're not going to really get the completions that you would get in regular gameplay. As you can see, the receiver court, 93 speed, 95, 96. That's blazing fast right there. That's like very unlikely on teams. Tight end is okay with an 89 speed. So he fits right in the bubble with this stuff. The running back is very fast. The only thing about this, and the quarterback is 82, that's enough to get away. It's enough to get by, but not enough to get away. Yeah, it's enough to get by, but not enough to get away. So, yeah, that's how to say it with that. But, yeah, I know I'm kind of ranting and prolonging, but this is all going to come together and make sense. You guys know we like to look into the intricate details of things. So, if you look at spacing switch, you can put square on an out route because they're giving us cushion, and then you just take those out routes sometime. It's a real quick hitter, like they're not pressing and stuff like that, and it's just like that. If you're patient and you play this thing and you like to play X's and O's and simulation style football play, or you're in a franchise, this is a beautiful scheme to use in franchise mode. See, now it's a different story. It looks like cover two, they're pressing, so we can't do spacing switch. Like we can do spacing switch, but we won't be able to go to circle on the speed out route, right? Unless that cornerback is bailing backwards in like a deep route, like a deep quarter or deep third route, right? But if it's man coverage and man press, you're kind of, this is he's taking circle away, so you can always hit R1 and X for the next read. And what I like about this scheme is those three guys are bundled up in one area, so the user, if he go over there, he have a choice to make. So yeah, to be honest with you, spacing switch, there really isn't a main play. Spacing switch and Z-spot and go kind of plays off one another, followed by speed dig, because it kind of looks like it, right? There's no main play. Most guys come to a scheme and they only have one or two plays in their audibles or whatever. They only have one or two plays per formation. In this sense, everybody is able to get the ball, and you have so many plays that the defense should never know what's going to hit them, right? And what we're doing is we're using the field side to our advantage. The field side and how much cushion he's giving us and the alignment of the defense. We're using all that to our advantage, right? So, yeah, like I say, this is going to be hella fun. It may be a game where Noah Fant scores all the touchdown and get all the passes, right? And you got all these fast guys on the rest of these guys fast as hell on the rest of the field, right? Or it might be a time where this is just a straight up running game. They're spaced out and isolated just for Walker to run up the middle. Or there may be a time where just the lone receiver over here, Metcalf, he's just killing his guy one-on-one because the defense will be scared to bring other men over here because he know that we're going to attack him on the right side, on the bunt side. Or there just may be a time where Goodwin, circle, is the main man, or R1. So any given game, any given down, anybody can get this ball. That's that. So like I was saying earlier, anybody can get the ball. In this sense, maybe we will hit the read option. You guys know how to read the read option. I bring that play into every scheme. It's all based on the R man, the read man. If he crash in, you keep it. If he stay home, you give it. Simple as that. That's 1-2 punch combo. But it gets a little trickier when he started bringing other defenders and loading up on that side, because he kind of know that we're limited to just running straight up with Walker and Smith. Well, sometimes they actually forget about the read option part of it, but he's thinking inside zone, so he most likely will slide his line over. In the beginning, when you start playing a user in this scheme, he'll just slide his line over in the direction of an inside zone coming. But you know, when you start doing read option and keeping it with the quarterback, he'll kind of play that cat and mouse game. Well, you'll have to play the cat and mouse game with him. Yeah, and I try to do gameplay footage in a high intense game. Like I want to show you in the fourth quarter after I've thrown 2 picks or coming back from behind 10 zip or 17 zip or something like that. I want to make the degree of difficulty hard when I show you guys the gameplay footage. So yeah, you guys know we're authentic over here with that. We'll move over to the speed dig. Now, before I get started with speed dig, now look at Noah Fant in speed dig, right? We're just going to look at him first. And we're going to look at spacing switch. Oh, man. I got to go back and start. And yeah, here's another thing. You can start this. You can flip this formation over. This formation is pretty cool to be flipped over. Don't just keep it on the right side all game. So, yeah, you will see that as well. So, yeah, if you look at the route with speed dig and spacing switch, it's pretty much the same thing, right? So yeah, this route is a good route because it sits in a hole of the defense, like in between those windows. And then when you put that other layer on there, like what 16 is doing, it's perfect. Like you call the play right here, you just never know who's going to be open in that spot. Like right here, and it's usually just like that. If Fant ain't open, it's usually circle on the speed out. And then the third read would be 16, right? So yeah, I want to go back to the lone receiver as well. So when you talk about 14 over here, right? He's isolated by himself. This is a time where it's like, you ever hear Tom Brady say, "Alert, alert"? This is what I call alerts. He's by himself. He can beat his guy on a slant, on a smoke screen. He can't beat him on a streak unless they're pressing. Like, he can probably beat him, but I wouldn't take the chance right here unless they're pressing. In this sense, it would be like a slant if the user not over there, or it'd be just a simple out route. So you got out, slant, smoke screen, and you definitely have the curl route. And oftentimes you have the comeback route. I've been talking about comeback route all year long. So be mindful of the lone receiver. The lone receiver, sometimes you just like kill everything. All the little stuff over here that you was thinking about goes in the trash. And we're just coming straight up here to do the out route or the slant or the curl or the smoke screen at times, right? And we also know that if this is man coverage, the middle linebacker with the M or the safety is responsible for Walker. So let's say you're going to do like kill, and you're going to Metcalf on the curl route. You want to move Walker out the way. You don't want the safety to be traveling with Walker and he interfere with the curl route, right? So you kind of would put him on another side or something like that and then send him that way, or just block him. You know, if you block him, it'll clear out that side for Metcalf. So yeah, that is very critical. I just don't see guys teaching that stuff. When I play against people in the bunch, you don't see people strategizing like this. Like for me, if I was on defense, I would never leave Square over there by himself. I don't even care if he's in the bunch. If I'm gonna leave Square by himself, I will most likely put 94, that defensive end, in the flats over there, just in case he try to do a curl route or out route. I'm not leaving Square by himself over there right there. So that's how a lot of users, those are the small things that users don't see, you know. Or I at least put the linebacker, or I double team with the safety and bring him down over there. I'm not leaving Square by himself, because if this is every down, we're hitting curls and outs every time. Curls and outs every time, or comeback routes. You guys have seen this all year with the comeback route on this channel. So yeah, so that's that. And I try to make him the fastest guy. If you want to put your fastest guy over there, that was nice right there. You want to put your fastest player over there, because you might get a time like this, like press man coverage, and that's gonna be a streak. So obviously, if I'm doing a streak, I'm thinking the safety is probably gonna help out. I don't want to have him interfering with Walker. Matter of fact, I wouldn't do it on this time. I would do it when it's press man with no safety over the top. In this sense, I'll be trying to hit up like the read option and be going just like that. So yeah, everything kind of plays off one another. And see, like maybe I hit the one-on-one right here, but if he press, then you go right over the top. So yeah, you're gonna see me just murder guys like that. Let's move forward to something else. I want to move forward to my Z spot and go for a few times. Z spot and go. Let's talk about it. Now, as you can see, the main guy is the red guy. That's your primary receiver. This is designed for him to stop. I'm gonna do it one time. He's gonna stop and he's gonna go. Now, that's not an ideal look of how it should be. I usually run this when it's too high, just like that. When it's too high, when I know it's cover 2. Because what's going to happen is, we'll go out here to it first. And I've already explained Z spot and go before. If you've been around, you should know how that one go. Some of you guys already know how that go, but I'm going to make sure we get the most out of Z spot and go. Now, the ball can be a little further back, but I usually run it in this area also. So if you look at the defense, you know they're in cover 2. All right, the two safeties are gonna split wide and go handle their responsibilities on these streaks and deep, and it's just gonna leave the middle wide open. And I love it when the user is the middle linebacker and he'll sit on circle as soon as he take that little jerk route. Another thing out of this whole kill thing is a flat route with the tight end. Now, when you look at the numbers over here, this is a numbers game. When you look at the numbers, I see 3-on-3. On the right side of 72, we're not going to count the lineman. You probably can, because sometimes they can get slick and put the lineman in the flat. Right now, I see 3-on-3 and I see zone. I see people bailing backwards. It wouldn't hurt you to put this guy on a flat route and just go steal some quick yards real quick, like this. See, he's a big guy too, so he's going to break that tackle with the cornerback. They're not going to really get a hit on him, and this can potentially turn into 15, 20 yards sometimes if you get the right spacing out here. And you throw this ball right with the right timing, you just easily put him on a streak or something and just get right underneath everybody on a quick flat and rat catch it and just get you some nice little yards. And that, like I say, that can pull his play calling down to zone. It will force him into cover 2 so you can get this hit right here with Goodwin. And it don't always have to be Z spot and go when you do this flat route too. So Yeah, you can call a lot of plays. Like you can call any play and just turn them into a flat. But yeah, something like that. You just want to get this guy running, rat catch it, and you want to target that cornerback and run him over usually because your tight end is gonna be 6'6" and 250 versus a little 5'10" cornerback. So yeah, you can easily get you a stiff arm and get somebody in space. Yeah, this is very tactical. All right. We've covered Z spot and goal, and yeah, of course you're gonna play the corners game. If you know, there's sometimes like you want the corner, you don't want the Z spot and go route, the spot and go route, right? You put them on like a out route or like a drag. Well, I wouldn't put him on the drag to get him bumped up, but you'll put him in a concept like a flood so you can get him to the corner. Some guys, I'm pretty sure they'll motion him out like that and space things out. But what you don't want to do is keep targeting R1. You don't want to come out here and bunch and that's your only strategy, right? You want to come out here and really do some stuff, some damage to him, some psychological stuff to him. And I keep speeding over speed dig, so let's get back to that. So speed dig is right here. It plays off space and switch, like I had said, with that route right there with X, right? They play off one another. I like speed dig because X is the zone beater. He's going to sit right here in the soft spot of the defense because everybody else is going to be followed. Like 16 and 11 is going to be occupying linebackers, and he'll just sit right here. Now, sometimes you got a user. He's going to be on the middle linebacker, or he might be the guy who want to take care of the corner. So that's why we have so many plays. We're not just coming here for the corner routes. We're actually using all the plays in the formation, right? And the speed dig works perfectly against man coverage. That little crazy dig route with circle will kill his cornerback in man coverage. So you can play a little cat and mouse game with the user if they want to sit in the middle because they'll pick up 16 and then you'll be throwing the ball right behind them because circle will be coming right behind them. Let's talk about something else. I want to go to flood real quick. Flood is a good one. Let's do it real quick. I'm going to put this on random. Flood, I use this for isolation purposes. I use this for conflict, right? Of course, we got our flat route. Circle is just going to run his man off. And then it's all about Lockett and Fant. Those two. They're in the same area, but they're leveling on top of each other. They're stacking on top of each other. So the cornerback will have a choice to make. And this is when you're attacking like guys who do a lot of drop zones. I went past my time limit, but yeah, we're in here. You guys gonna be all right. Yeah, so yeah, this is when they do a lot of drop zones. So you play the cat and mouse game with X and R1 and stuff like that. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm going to block my running back, make sure I have 6 people blocking, stay in the pocket, try not to roll out, hit me a quick flat. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's the flat route that you want right there. If you keep doing this and making these small reads right, it'll run your opponent into the ground. Like right here, I want to hit a curl route with square, but I'm not sure if that linebacker is going to slide over there. So I'm still looking at my flood concept on the right side. But if If it's one-on-one, I just kill the flood and just go straight to the automatic route. Let's see. So he went over there. I'm already looking the other way. I passed the R1, and that's how we run flood. That's how we run flood. And there's no need to explain anything else about that. Circle is gonna run his man off. Alright, let's move forward. Yeah, you use square for a check down or an automatic alert route. Let's talk about double posts real quick. Double post, I'm gonna go random. Double post is very obvious. I would never hit square on this C route. It's just like he don't get separation for some reason. Every now and then he do, but you just don't know when it's gonna happen. Triangle is good for this. This is a good example of how to get triangle involved with this. It's like a clear out, right? Of course, you know, when people come out in bunch, they're thinking like, oh, he's finna attack me on the back end. He's finna go way out there. All these guys finna go down the field vertically. So this is perfect for the user to just get isolated in the back, and you hit triangle right underneath like this. And it's damn near like a running play. Almost. It's like an extension to a run play. So yeah, I've got a lot of yards off just throwing this ball to triangle right here. Now they went back there that time. I couldn't really do nothing. But yeah, the main part of this play is to get one of these post routes to split the safeties. And if you read it right, and if you're paying attention to the defensive tendencies, you will get some, you know, in the middle of some of these windows. This is for zone beating right here, really. Yeah, this is for zone beating when they're like backing up too far or when they're spaced out. X, he can sometimes get open on that little wheel route out there. You can also hit him before he make the break. Catch him on the first part of the route tree. That's something else. That's another topic for another day. Catching players on the first part of the route tree or the second part of the route tree. I mainly started doing this for the running back and maybe circle the two guys going on double posts. This play is just for them. If they commit to the double post, you hit the running back. If they commit to the running back, might get you a break with the double post. I really haven't got into the PA read. It's pretty much the same thing as double post. I have really never got into it like that. It take a little while to develop. Z spot and go is pretty much the same. I prefer Z spot and go because, you know, the spot and go route in the corner. In Z spot, if he sit there and don't go anywhere else, you're scarred. So I really don't do Z spot. All right. Dig return. Let's talk about dig return. Okay, so dig return and smash return are similar. They're the mirroring images of each other, right? That little small route is what you used to see Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, and Amendola. Those guys run stuff like that. These little slow receivers, but they're smart. You know, it's all about baiting your defense into a position and then you jerk back the other way, you know, like playing scribble scrab in the backyard. So yeah, dig return and smash return, they work hand in hand with each other, and it's good versus man coverage. It's a double move. It's a double move that a lot of users just sleep on. You don't see a lot of guys doing that. Followed by bench pivot. It's the same thing. So yeah, bench pivot also looks like spacing switch, right? Our favorite play right here because it got the speed out. You see it? You got, let me go to it real quick. So you got the speed out, and you also have the double move with the little whip route with 16, and you have space and switch. It looks like the same play, but it's not. It's very well different. So yeah, just have similarities. All they did was just kind of put a wrinkle in each play and just changed it around a little bit. So yeah, this is gonna be hella fun, guys. You're gonna see a lot of examples, and yeah, we also have vertical and screen. No need to run screen. We already know how that go. And verts, those are just isolation runoffs. You run off the guys just to hit the running back out the backfield, or sometime they get open in the beginning of the route tree, like the first part of the route tree of them going outside. Look at X and circle. All you're doing is just reading the defense, where they're lined up at, and then you can hit these guys in the beginning of the route tree. I'm most likely going to fant or circle. Watch this. Just like that. It'll be just like that. Now, in the game, you're going to have way less cushion than I do in practice mode. So yeah, you guys know that's very obvious.
Now Gino on first down. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And from the gun, here's Smith. On 2nd and 1, Smith. He's got his big tight end.
All right, guys, we finna get ready to wrap this thing up. This was hella fun. This is just the beginning of the scheme. This is volume 18, part 1, the gun bunch offset. You can also find these plays in regular bunch sets. I know I mentioned 8 playbooks with the gun bunch offset, but if you go to Philly, this is gonna be Philly special or whatever, Philly's scheme. Everything that I'm talking about is in this particular one, but some playbooks may not have a few of these plays, so this is kind of like geared towards Philly, but you can find variations in other playbooks, But yeah, what makes a scheme to me is when I have more success than miscues. And you're going to have miscues. Of course, I've thrown picks, I've lost games, I've even got torched and blowed out, trying to test this stuff. It's like being in a lab testing out different chemicals like a scientist, and things are blowing up, and things will mix well at times. So yeah, this is just the beginning. I have footage to make about 7 to 8 videos of 4-minute offense so far, and I'm still learning on the go. So I hope you guys learned something. Hope we covered a lot of ground. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you in the comment section, and see you on the field for 4-minute offense. I'm out, yo.